Create a new file. Then let me create. Uh, Let me name it like log into. Okay. Hey, is my screen shared? No, it's not shared. Okay. So it's not. It's shared now. Okay. So first, quickly, we're going to allow the user to input two strings. So we're going to use scanner. Scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. But let me verify if it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay. System.in. Then south, let's just prompt the user to enter username. Enter username. Then let's store that to string username. Input that next line. Okay. Another for the password. This is very basic for you now, guys. You should know this already. Like when I've said, practice. It will benefit you a lot, guys, if you get used to this. Okay. Enter password. And then string password is equal to input dot next line. So because basically they're just the same string. Now let me create a function. Let me call it public static void authenticate. Like that. Or let me just make it yes valid user like that. This accept. You can have any implementation, but same principle behind that. You just have to compare the username and the password with the value in your CSV. String username, string password. Okay, so let's create a buffered reader class. Let's call it reader. It's equal to new. Oh, let me just put this. I can okay. I'm just going to instantiate it inside this one. Okay, except no catch exception or IO exception. E just print something went wrong. Something went wrong. So and then let me hide it. Let me hide this one. And then reader is equal to what's happening? I'm rushing. Reader is equal to new buffered reader, new file, similar to what I discussed already. The path is data slash users.csv. Okay? And then we're going to read. We're going to discard the header by just reading, or I mean reader.readline. Then while string row is equal to doesn't want this maybe. Let me just declare it outside. String row and then row is equal to reader.readline. I'm going to perform this until I reach null or before reaching null. Okay, so let me split it. So users, let me create an array of users like this. Users is equal to row dot split. Okay, I'm going to split it with comma. I'm going to check now if users at 0, or I can say username that equals, I'm going to check whether they are strictly equal. Users at index 0. Why index 0? Because every line I'm going to store that into an array, splitting it by comma. So I will have two element array now. Okay, that contains first index is John, the second index is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so username that one, and of course, and okay, password that equals two users at index 1. So I have to make sure that the inputted or entered username and password is the same with any of this. Okay? It can be that or it can be this or whatever if you have multiple user in that CSV. So I'm going to return true. Okay, I'm going to change this, not void, but I'm going to make it boolean. Okay, and then I'm going to do that, perform that. If nothing is matched, then I'm just going to by default return false, like that. Or you can have multiple things to do here. Like if you have an authenticate method, if it's true, then you can just create an object for users, but it's not required anyway. What's the point here is you authenticate the user before doing stuff like adding, deleting, blah, blah, blah. That's a point in there. Okay, so I can now call this one if is valid user. I'm going to pass now my username and password. I'm going to just display south lag user lag successfully, like that. Else I'm just going to display south invalid username or password, as simple as that. Okay, that's a process. You just read the file and compare it to the value input, what do you call that, entered by the user. Let me try John. The password is 1234. User log successfully. Kapag mali naman, if it's wrong, just anything, you invalid username